Okay, well, it's day 21, 20, 25, day 25 in hospital again, and it's been hard to deal with it this time. It's a lot harder. I'm going to get there. Pretty emotional today. One of the patients lashed out and threw some furniture, and I just freaked out. I started just compulsively crying. I had to have the Raz again, and I don't know what to do about the levels of stress when it versus the outlook for my future. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should just go all good or just naughty or in between, because basically everything it feels that I do turns out bad. Something happens. But I think me choosing to deter from help and them coming down on me was the best thing, because basically if I did accept some medication on top of the alcohol that was in my body, and I could be dead. I could have gone into a coma or something. So at least I had some time before they injected me, a few hours to detox a bit. So I reckon. Not sure about drugs. I'm not sure about how much I could push my body, but some of it they've given me has been really hard on my brain to recover. I'm having these stalls in my brain and processing my mind, processing my struggling to capture information and speak it. I'm upset about it. And my eyesight's bad. Colon's bad. It's getting better. Poopsing okay now, which is good. I'm just gonna get a tissue. But my urethra from the infections is prolapsed, so I have these constant urinary problems. I don't know why it went like this with my body. I'm normally really strong and make it out of the dark forest and get really good results and stuff, and I heal pretty quick. Stuff's really deteriorating on my whole brain, because like they say, I believe in a way it's my stomach, because my digestion's not good. But the medications as well. Really, like, I don't know, my head doesn't feel right. It's not that I feel crazy, it just feels like it's a delay. I feel like it's twisted a bit, the processing of my mind. I don't know. Ever since actor phase or dick phase, call it, it's, I don't know. There's so much trauma, you know, and then it's brought up vigilance again, like today, when that woman freaked out. It just, I got the fight and flight thing, and I just stood there, and then I just broke out. I don't know how to feel when people are like that. It was happening in the public, people breaking things and stuff like that, but it was different because I don't know why. It's just because I was free and I couldn't get the police, but because it's so confined in here, it's such a small place, it feels more threatening in here. I don't know why. It feels scarier in here because I've just recently gone through some trauma, so whilst being in here, it was pretty traumatic having so many injections all at once. Like at one stage it was like nearly 3 times a week, I think it was, 3 at a time. I was really enforced. Okay. Some things traumatize me a bit more. And I've gone through a bit of trauma, so I know the degrees of trauma, how it affects me and how I feel, but my brain doesn't feel the same as when I was free. Really sad. I don't want to get Alzheimer's or dementia early in life. I've just got to stop. So it's not going to happen. I've got to stop attracting it, you know, when the attract comes to you, you know. There's not many ways to get out of here. All you can really do is just sleep or try and walk around and stay active that way and try and control your eating habits because the food's just there and you just need a hug, you know, especially when you haven't seen anyone. But I saw Mum and Dad, I call him Dad because he's like a dad now to me, my brother, my youngest brother. He's cool. He's really nice. He's a good brother. He's really loving and he looks after me. He looks after everyone. He's like the anchor of the family and he especially looks after my boy, so he looks out for him, so he's a good uncle. I really appreciate him. I really love him. And he bought me some food. He's always giving. He's my monkey friend. I love him. Monkey boy. Anyway. Yeah, he's a lot younger than me. But we get along. Probably get along the most. Maybe because he's the youngest and I'm the eldest. And we've got special like roles in the family. You know, I've got to be the type of beginning and he's got to be the support at the end. It's nice. Always had a close relationship with him and like I respect him a lot. You can't fault him, really. There's not much to fault on him. He's quite soft and like hardened, like a big teddy bear.
and he's respectful, and he's strong, and he's witty, very smart. I thought I was witty, clever, cheeky, but he's clever, cheeky, witty, but very intellectual. He's going to do some good things in his time. I'm so glad we have him. He's like a really good blessing. It's good to have a good relationship with at least one sibling, because there's a few of us, but I don't get along with all of them the same. My youngest brother, he's really sweet. Everyone really kind of leans on him differently to how they lean on me. They lean on me, like put weight on me and make me feel crap sometimes. Most of the time they do. It just comes with part and parcel, because I'm a bit of a stuffer. But I had a big role. I had a big job being the oldest girl. It's hard. If I was a boy, maybe it would have been different. Yeah, big family of being the oldest, being a girl, it's different design or something of the family tree. Like in my cousin's family, my mum's side, he's male, obviously, and there's less than us, a couple less than us, but it's still a big family, and he's the eldest. They're just different, turned out different to us. I'm not saying they're better or anything, I'm just saying it's different. The relationships are different. Plus they grew up in a different country, so different values, different culture, different structures, different routines. I'm not faulting us. My mum really picks up most of the weight for all of us. Worried about her. I don't want to say it, but she looked a little pale today. Maybe because she stayed out of the sun. She looks a bit tired. She's been working really hard. Doing new things. Just worried about her. I hope she's okay. I hope she's not hiding a health issue like some parents do to the end. And then you hate yourself for the rest of your being for being rude and disrespectful. She always comes through for me. She's a gem for that. I know it seems like I'm directing this to Mum. I know sometimes I get demanding and I expect a lot in your opinion because you've got so much to do and you feel like I'm taken care of by the system, medical team. But it's only him. It's not nice being here. But when you left, I watched something on TikTok and it said that this guy committed suicide. And I'm not saying I tried to commit suicide or I had really suicidal thoughts. I had like depressed thoughts, like trying to just numb the pain with alcohol and cigarettes and whatnot. But I just thought, what if I accidentally, like somehow, because of, like, and I agreed and I had the extra medication, because sometimes like I stopped the day that I would get my depot because I knew I had a little splurge, and as you do, you just have a little bit extra or you have some during the day, and I was just really worried that I'd overdose of both things. So
That's why I wanted my body to just get it out of the system, and then I would have gone. It's just choice. I'm glad I chose, in a way, to refuse, because I couldn't be in a coma right now, because there was a lot they injected me with, and if they didn't like wait until like I had been admitted before they injected me, I couldn't be in a coma, or I could be dead. I don't know, maybe could. Don't know how these drugs or these medications react to alcohol and stuff sometimes, or if I had anything else in me, because I've been pretty messed up for a long time. But I'm not trying to kill myself, or I haven't really completely given up. I just need direction, you know. I need a focus. Like, the way I work myself, I have pinpoint like a direction to go, and I thought a goal, and I just drive myself all the way hard, like 110%. Like I just go full throttle, and I don't let interactions around me affect me, and to the point where it blows up, unless it comes to a time where those pressures around me just overload and overlap my whole tunnel vision and swamp me, you know, swallow me up. It usually happens with me. I can't do it anyway else, but that's how I perform. I don't know. I know it's a weakness, but it's a skill, and it's a strength as well, because I get to places with myself. I get to goals, I get things done, you know, but they don't suffice, they don't stay in place, and I don't know how to make them stay. I don't know how to reach my goals completely and have them solid. I don't know how to do that. And that's why I doubt now, and with my head blank and stuff, I'm just worried about my brain. I'm worried about the future. I don't have a pinpoint of what to do. I can't just say it's to lose weight or clean. I need more out of life. I can't just have the bare minimums. I can't have the bare necessities anymore. I can't be Baloo the bear Malawi in the jungle and just parading around in the jungle and trying to escape King, the monkey, whatever his name is, Lulu or Lulu, King, whatever his name is, the monkey. And now I think about it, right at this point in time, maybe it's like kicking the bucket, like for me, like ticking off things that I pinpoint and goal set and achieve in a way, but don't keep. I know sometimes that, like, I learned a little bit from some Muslim people I met that, you know, you can't take it with you. So in a way, you should like appreciate it while you've got it. And I've had a lot of time to kind of think about how many times I've discarded things in like anger and angst, and I've broken them or thrown them in the bin or thrown them on the side of the pickup for the rubbish guy to come and pick up, or donated, or cleansed some way. burned or cut up, to cut the cords, could be just a t-shirt or something, whatever it is. It's something, or break a plate, or just to end its life. And a lot of the time in my life, people who have been close to me made me feel guilty a hell of a lot for doing that, for not keeping it for them to see or choose what to do with it. And it hit me differently yesterday about that subject, because yesterday there was a class where they did some potting in a big pot, and the pot looked like the pot I bought for my mum to make a fairy garden. And I did make a fairy garden for one of her Mother's Day or birthday gifts. I think it was Mother's Day. Several 5-8 years ago. And it kind of triggered a little thought about, is that like my mum's, and somehow it's here now, like, because it's like, it's not, it is from a chain, like hardware store where I lived in the country, but it's not a common one. And I kept going around in my mind, is it the one? Because I kept feeling it, the pot, and I lifted it, and I couldn't remember if it was ceramic or if it was plastic. I'm pretty sure it's similar. So there's many minor tens, and there's many ways you can get similar same things, or the same things, from different outlets and stuff like that, franchise shops, hardware stores. But it just seemed really uncanny, like deja vu hits me all the time. And I lifted it and I got a bit angry about it. I wasn't going to break it or hurt it because I was angry. It's just, it stung, and I'm like, come on. I felt like the world was like trying to smack me and say, ha, you got it back in a way, but not by your choice, but it's not going to be yours forever. And it made me feel bad because I gave that for a present, and there's been things that my family's given to me as presents and I've gotten rid of because either they're broken or I got upset, and I just didn't want the weight anymore of that cord with that moment with that person. So I just wanted to stop them harassing me. And I thought, if I just chuck something and cut the cord there with that person for that time, they'll stand back. But it never works because I'm so defensive. I get really defensive. I'm like, why are you doing that to me? Why are you telling me I have to go through the same feelings of what you may have felt, that those presents that I gave you meant more to me than they meant more to the person? And is that the answer we're looking for? Is it the person who gives it means more than the person who receives? Because I know many times, like, I have to be honest, people in my family have bought me things, and we've all done it in our family. And like, oh, that's nice, but it's like receiving like a small token, like jewelry or bracelet, and like, for example, like an engagement ring, like sometimes we don't see past the possession when someone gives us a gift or offering to see the value in the relationship. And
when I've been giving gifts, it's like, oh yeah, I like it. Like, I love you and I like it, but do I really like it? Like, is it really what I was looking for? And I know it sounds rude and disrespectful and what I just said and unappreciative, but we all changed our ways about things in our family when it came to gifts for Christmases and birthdays. Like, we would get things that we all wanted instead of getting things just because we wanted to give a gift from our heart. And it took away a bit, but it was good because there were things that we really wanted and really needed, like appliances or anything. Could be anything, a present that we were hoping to get. And everyone would pitch in and buy a bigger gift. So that person had something that they really needed, but it was something really nice, you know, of value. But even those things went in the end. It's just, I don't understand about possessions. I don't understand about giving and receiving anymore. But when I give to myself, like in this time, I just want to choose if I want to dispose of it. I want to choose if I want to keep it. And until its life runs out, I don't know why it seems that I'm being unreasonable when I cut something up because I don't offer it to somebody else to prolong its life. It's because basically that's my gift and I don't want to leave that. Like, it's not an heirloom. It's not everything has to be an heirloom, you know, not everything has to be left behind. Like, some things can be disposed of, and that for that person's who received and gave, it's there for that moment. And I want that to be present in time. Like, I want people to understand. That's what I'm trying to say about giving and receiving some things. And I was given some things in the past when I was a child, and I felt for a long time they were still owed to me because they were taken off me because they were for whatever reason, and I haven't got them back, and I don't think I'll ever get them back, but I'm okay with it. Like, I don't really care. It just became a possession. It didn't have a soul for very long with me or accord with me until I told it to go. And that's why I did a lot of cleansing when I was, well, really what I felt, it was very extravagant and it really wasn't what I wanted. I just wanted the basic one instead of the extravagant one. It's funny enough, you'd think it'd be the opposite, but nobody really knows how to give, how to receive, but we all change our thoughts on things, and some things we keep for a long time to hope to pass down through the family tree if they're valuable in money and weight and time and age. So the future family members can have something to possess and use if they need money for whatever reason, and make a nest egg for themselves or keep it going on through the ages. But there has been some things that I did break and cleanse that way out of anger, but I got angry because some family members were really angry at me and very tormenting, and I just wanted to get them back and say, look, if you don't stop, I'm going to keep breaking. just need you to stop and leave me alone. I know it sounds childish, but those people were in my head and they were so tormenting. It was like the devil was infusing it and saying, get rid of it. But in a lot of ways, there was a lot of weight because a lot of the stuff was from the divorce, from my family's divorce. So I couldn't take the weight. I couldn't take the weight anymore because I believe things emit, like possessions, like a cup or something, emits energy from the person who uses it or has it in possession, and the relationships around it. And we relate the whole being of the possession to relationships and cords, but we focus on the fact that it's a possession and contains the truth and the life of the appreciation. But I couldn't take it because the divorce was very hard for a long time, and the life before with those possessions was very hard. There was a lot of abuse, and I believe it was in the stuff, not just me. And the cords. But when someone steals something from you, it even emits another type of energy on it. And it curses it in a way. And even if you get it back, it curses it. Because like crystals and tarot cards, they say your own personal crystals and your own personal cards, your possessions, because they're gems and they're tools. Nobody else should touch them because your energy goes on it. And it's hard to cleanse it off. You can, but it'll still emit a little bit of negative energy because you know that they're not immaculate, or they're not innocent. They're just yours. Sometimes we share our possessions with people we love or friends we want to boast to, and just share our appreciation with that person and see what they feel about that possession that we care to share. But sometimes even that in boasting can kind of like reflect like a negative and like a weight on it. And I think a lot of the time it's hard to heal after someone does get rid of something because you so wanted them to keep it forever, but they change their minds and they don't want it anymore. It's broken, or they just can't take the weight anymore because we accumulate so much stuff, and otherwise we'll have stuff to the ceiling, you know. So you either dispose of it, give it away, or recycle it, or keep it. living the minimalist life recently has been hard, but has been fun. It's been a good journey to live on minimalist means. Um, Sometimes I've got lashed out and I bought some really cool stuff and I couldn't keep it because I overspent, but I really wanted it and I tried so hard to just make the budget work. And then I had to go to cash converters and get some cash for food. Otherwise I would have starved or ate like donation food, which I did regularly, and it wasn't too bad. Like I wasn't that embarrassed about it because sometimes it was made me sick because the food wasn't what I'd normally eat, but like the ingredients, but it was still like nourishing and stuff. Still food.